Alright, let's get started. So, for those watching on YouTube, this is going to be a pretty long tutorial, I guess. There's going to be a lot of tricks. All the timestamps will be in the description for each trick and each little piece of movement in rooms. We're going to start with race tricks and then kind of go from there. And race tricks meaning all of the tricks allowed in the race rule set for the Paper Mario Randomizer weeklies. And before I actually get started, there is a 1,000 subscriber YouTube goal, by the way, to do Book of Mario. So we're gonna be, once we hit 1,000 subs on YouTube, I'll be playing a Book of Mario. I'll be doing a Book of Mario playthrough, which for those that don't know, it's a effectively vanilla playthrough with text that has been run through Google Translate a lot. And it's somewhat coherent, but also at the same time, complete nonsense. So I guess let's actually get started here. I'm gonna post these save files to the Rando Discord when I'm done, but this is for the English practice ROM. And you can find the practice ROM in the description on YouTube, and for those in Twitch chat, here is a link to the repository that JCOG has for FP. So I'm gonna just make sure I'm in the right menu. Import, odd key early. This trick is very easy, and you've probably, if you've seen randos, you've probably figured out how to do it already. So as you can see, I hammer the wall, but if I spin to the right and then spin to the left, I grab the odd key. In Randomizer, this usually doesn't matter, but it is a free check, and we do allow it in the race rule set. It's really just as easy as spin to the right, spin to the left, and hammer. Not a whole lot to go over there. The next one we have, this is a new one to the race rule set. This is the Kooperless Pleasant Path Thunderbolt. Again, it's going to be very straightforward. But all we're going to do, we're going to go over here, we're going to jump on the Spike Goomba. And by jumping off the Spike Goomba, we actually break the block above us. And this is what gets us the Thunderbolt, which in Rando is going to be literally anything. I'm going to rapid fire these race tricks because they are so easy. We're going to do pie jumps. This one's actually going to be a little bit more complicated. So note it, pay very close attention to the camera right now. I guess Paper Mario camera is over there. So I'm going to step forward, and as soon as I step into place, the camera actually zooms back a little bit. And when the camera zooms back, that's when you know you can do this jump. As I completely... Why am I not getting audio through my speakers, please? There we go. So now that the camera's zoomed back, I can make the jump. And all I do here is you can see on the input display also, which is below, but I'm jumping such that jump to the left and then kind of roll the control stick up as I almost spin off the ledge. Of course, doing a trick like this versus solving the puzzle is going to save you like 11 seconds. It's a hard trick, but if you practice it, knowing the visual cue with the camera, it's not too bad. Parakarry-less Mount Rugged Star Piece. This is so easy. Yep. So easy. You just, if you have Lackluster and you just kind of like fall off this ledge, there you go. That's the trick. It's really that simple. Buzzar Skip. This one is pretty complicated, admittedly. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to walk down to this lower ledge here. And you're going to walk kind of onto this corner. See where Mario is right now, where his cap is kind of like in front of the wooden pillar. And then you're going to jump. This is how I do it because it's easier to get out of bounds. You jump up right there, and then you kind of walk up, and then you pop back in bounds because you walk too far. You're going to walk to like the lower, just this little seam on the bridge, and then you can kind of just walk over. If you hit a wall here, just kind of tap up, and then you walk around it, and then you can jump down. I'll do that again. If you have questions about these tricks, like if something isn't like super clear, let me know. So you see that Mario kind of like got pushed forward a little bit because there is a wall here. Like I'm trying to jump around this wall that I'm walking into at the moment. So you walk down. Buzzar Skip also saves you like 7 seconds. So if you don't want to do it, you know, you're not hurting yourself that much. But for a race trick, it's pretty easy once you've practiced it enough. Until you're confident that you can do it like all the time, honestly, just don't even worry about it. Buzzar Skip is a very good time save, just from not talking to Buzzar, but you're saving less than 10 seconds. Artifact jump. This is actually an out of logic check. And I am calling out this jump in particular because it is the hardest Laki jump that we allow. So, okay, there we go. So, if you are in the perfect position, up against the wall, slightly off the step, you jump on Laki, press the partner button and the partner menu button at the same time, switch partners, and you jump up here. Red switch skip is actually very new. I'm not gonna... I'm just gonna go up here. So red switch skip lets you skip pressing this switch to solve this sort of puzzle to get over to Super Hammer and Slow Go. I have super boots. Okay. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna stand like right here. Mario's toes are just a little bit away from this line, I guess, where it transitions to the stone. You're gonna hold up, jump, and spin jump. And you're up here. It's important to be walking up to carry your momentum. Also hit the spin jump at the peak of your jump. It saves not a ton of time, but you don't have to watch this cutscene, which I think is the main benefit. And you don't have to deal with stairs in the ruins. Bowless top floors I don't have save for. Bowless spike room. So, okay, I'll demonstrate this first. Not a lot of people know this. If you ride Laki on these spikes, you're fine. So if you have Laki and you're not comfortable doing the movement, you can just do this. Like, there's no need to use bow. This is actually good enough. But for the sake of the actual movement, I'm holding up here. As soon as they go down, I'm spinning, jumping at each corner, and then still missing it. Jumping to the side at each corner to get around. It's not too hard, but it does take a lot of practice. And luckily, Practice ROM, which is, again, in the description of the YouTube video, links to the releases made by JCOG and the other developers, will help a lot with just being able to refresh the room. Like, I'm pressing R and Z to just reload this save file, and I'm back to doing the trick again. And I'll also be posting all these save files in the description as well. This one I've seen a lot of people not actually understand, which is reasonable. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to immediately go down left to bait Tubba, and then I'm going to spin up left past him. Now that I'm past Tubba, what you're doing is you're going up against this top wall, and the position you're looking for is where the tip of Mario's nose is visible. So this should work. Yep. But like here, Mario's nose isn't visible. It won't work. Mario's nose is too visible. It won't work. You're looking for just the little tip of Mario's nose to get up here. So like that should work. You do have a range. It's not like perfect, and that'll work. Those are like the two main boundaries. Like that's almost too far, but it'll still work. That's not far enough. That'll work because it is just barely visible. So like I see people just kind of like guessing and then trying to again and again until it eventually works. Not really knowing why, but that is why. You're looking for just the tip of Mario's nose. And that's your visual cue to Parakarry. Alright, Pink Station Clips. It's not actually... Again, none of these tricks are difficult. So... I'm going to be explaining Falarakarry later, but this is honestly very similar. You're positioning Mario such that his shoes are like kind of clipped into the wall here. So you see how he's overlapping with the white part of the wall? Like here, he's not. This might still work anyway. No, it doesn't. Okay. So you're looking for Mario to be like slightly clipped into the wall. Go past, and then it's easier if I do it in one motion. You want to go past the white, drop down, and then just spin upright. Because if you go too far, which I've seen people do, you fall out of bounds. So you want to go just past the end of the wall and then spin upright. And if you don't go far enough, then you're a high Parakarry. You're gonna pop right back into bounds like that. So line up, Parakarry just past the wall, and then upright. The other part of this is using Parakarry to get out of bounds in this way. Dropping in like the same spot and just spinning left. So the reason that people will do that, let me demonstrate with this guy. Come on over here, buddy. So you see he's pretty far to the side here. And when you jump from these springs, you're in a lot of lag. So I can't move right now. I can move now though. This Shy Guy is just RNG if you're using the springs. But if you use Pink Station Clips, you have a lot more freedom to react. He can still hit you if you're in the wall. That is important to note. He can still hit you. It's not guaranteed, but you can react to it. So in the case where he is potentially going to hit you in the wall, which is rare. So let me go over here. If you think he's going to hit you, you can just leave. It is just a matter of reacting at that point. But you're not leaving it in the chance of, oh, well, I just got unlucky and I got hit and I died. Geyser Puzzle Skip. So what we're going to do here is we're going to line up this block so that it is just in front of this rock in this bush. We're going to be trying to squeeze Mario between the block and the rock by kind of moving him down right a little bit and then shifting to upright immediately after popping out of bounds. And now I'm inside the rock, I'm out of bounds, and I'm past the geyser. Hopefully the input display helps make this a little bit more clear what I'm doing. But I'm not holding like perfectly straight, because this is what happens if you hold like just straight right. You want to go a little bit down of right and then just walk up. Lava puzzle skip though here. So if you have Laki, you can just ride on this lava. Let me do that first. Yeah. Easy. Easiest trick of my life. But what if you don't have Laki? What if you don't have Laki and you don't want to push these blocks? So I'm going to go over here. This is how I do it. I kind of line up Mario with the edge of this wall. And then I sometimes miss it. But I do this unbuffered. So I'm lined up with the wall and I just jump. The important part there is actually being lined up with the wall itself, which you kind of just have to practice, honestly. Like if I point it out here, you probably might not even notice. This is Mario lined up with the wall. I've also seen people mess this up a little bit or struggle to find the position. So you're kind of just looking for Mario to clip very slightly into the wall and then just Parakarry. That's let me go back over here. So you see Mario is actually like up against the wall, and this isn't gonna work. And if Mario's too far down, it's also not gonna work. Camera, please. But that'll work. It's really just that easy. If you open up the practice ROM or just try it, like, you'll probably understand after a few attempts. Next thing on the list, Bubbleberry Laki Jump. This is a much easier Laki Jump. So I didn't make save files for all of the Laki Jumps we allow, because they're all pretty similar to this. You kind of just go under a platform, and then do a Laki Jump by pressing the partner button and the partner menu button at the same time. For this one in particular, I swapped to Parakarry. Hit the Bubbleberry tree, grab whatever if you want to. Because then I have Parakarry out for this, where you can kind of line up here, walk in front of the fence, and Parakarry across. Bombette-less Mega Smash is the last thing I have here. This one I'm going to show a couple different methods. So the method that I go back and forth, honestly. What you can do here, kind of walk up to the edge. You're gonna jump, tap down, and then hold up. And you might land back up here a few times, because the up input has to be delayed until Mario's past the ledge. But I find this method to be easy, but you might miss it a couple times if you're not super practiced at it. But it's not too bad to get in here. The other method is sort of taking from this step. You're going to be walking left and off the step to land kind of where this vine is. I'm pointing at the screen and that doesn't help. You're going to be trying to land where that vine is touching the sort of border of the area that Mega Smash is in, and then holding immediately up left. And I'm not very good at this method, but I've done it a few times. And I'll kind of show you with the camera why this works, why this can work. I'm just going to walk up here. So the reason this can work, also fancy camera. Oh God. So you see how there's a little ledge there? Basically what you're doing is you're trying to land on that ledge and then just fall inside the hole. Some people find it easier than the jump method. Some people find it harder. It's really up to you to decide if you want to walk off and get in there or just do a jump. And also, if you guys have questions about rooms, we will get to room movement at some point here. But I'm going to sort of skip over and going to be going over tricks that are not allowed in the race rule set. Because the race tricks are really just that simple. That we have other rando time saves that if you want to do these in your own seeds, I would highly recommend learning these. We're actually going to start with early storeroom. Early train if you're used to speedruns. So this is a trick with Parakarry. What you're going to do here is you're going to walk like slightly into this corner to where Mario's feet are just barely clipping into the building. And then you're going to use Parakarry, get on the ledge. You're going to kind of tap up and right just very slightly until the camera turns. From here you can hammer buffer. You can partner menu buffer if you want to. Just make sure you're holding straight right. Just go over, go up. You're in the storeroom. Found the Volt Shroom, Toy Train, Dizzy Dial, Snowman Doll. I'm not going to explain how to get out because in Randomizer you just have Homeward Shroom. It is very possible to get out of here without Homeward Shroom, but it's kind of hard to explain without, you know, being able to see Mario. Okay, so I'm gonna start from the top. Water staircase skip, we're gonna be using Lackluster to perform a Laki teleport. So the basic idea of Laki teleports is you're gonna be on Lackluster in one spot, get off Laki, move, and frame perfectly get back on Lackluster. So by doing this, and aiming for this kind of like corner right here. Frame perfect trick, by the way. You will land on this staircase underwater. And then from this second step, you're actually going to walk up to the top and just hold upright. And now you're up here. You may recognize this as the top of Koopa Brothers Fortress. So normally I would fight this guy and get rid of him. But with the power of the practice ROM, I don't need to care about the fight. In Randomizer, I would either lure him over here to this corner or just fight him and get rid of him so he's not in the way. But it's the same idea. A Laki teleport, you're starting from here, sort of like halfway in front of this pillar, getting off Laki, going over this wall, going inside, getting whatever this check is. You may be questioning, well, how do I get out? And the answer to that is a Laki jump. To get inside this staircase, and you're up here. And that's Laki Jailbreak, really. It's a lot. Laki teleports are complicated, but you don't need to understand why they work, just more of like how they work if you're using them, in my opinion. Laki Quake Hammer. Do I still have the cheat on? No. So Laki Quake Hammer. This is the entire reason I needed the English practice run, by the way, because this doesn't work in Japanese. So in Randomizer, you would defeat this Monimole so that you can line this up. You're kind of lining up with the corner here, clipping slightly into it with Mario, jumping on Laki. This is a Laki clip to get out of bounds. And then you're doing a Laki jump to get Quake Hammer. You can do the same thing with this letter. And this skips needing Kooper or Parakarry for Mount Rugged. So if I want to explain this, so we're trying to get Clippy. And the way you get Clippy is by frame perfectly when touching an enemy, opening your partner menu. So I'm gonna try this a little bit, see if I want to do this. Okay. Well, we got Clippy first try. So, out of battle, swap to Sushie, or any partner really. Now, very important, don't jump on the spring. We're in a state right now called Clippy, where Mario's hitbox is a lot smaller than it normally is. And part of that, the game thinks that we're currently on Laki. So, if I were to jump on this spring, we actually soft lock. So, holding slightly right of up to get behind this wall, walk over here. Mario is slightly visible, walk up. Behind this other piece of wood, walk right. Hold down right. Land on the bridge. You can actually land on the bridge seam here like we did for Buzzar Skip, and skip Buzzar as well, or you can just talk to him. This one I really wanted to go over because, well, I feel like this should be allowed in the race rule set, personally speaking. But the lineup for this is you see the little pentagon on the pulse stone pedestal. You want the tip of it just to be slightly cut off at the bottom of the screen. Jump on Laki. Laki jump. Seem a little bit too low here. And we're in the ruins. Personally, I think this is a much easier Laki jump than some of the stuff we do allow, but I don't know. Another way you can get up here is with Ultra Boots. So I currently have Ultra Boots. Kind of in the same position. Just do a tornado jump and you're inside. Skipping needing the pulse stone entirely. So this Ultra Boots jump, I'm not actually very good at it. Never mind. What you're doing here from the bottom step is you're kind of aiming at the corner of this ledge and doing an Ultra Boots jump, tornado jump. It is pretty precise, but it also doesn't take that much time to redo. So if you like don't have Parakarry, you're playing on your own, you're like, man, I don't want to have to come back into the ruins for this one check. Just tornado jump into the corner. And ruins jump is another Parakarry skip. This one is very controller dependent. If your controller is lucky, you can actually just hold your up left notch when going through this door. My controller is not that lucky. This might work. No, too far left. So what you're trying to do here, you can also buffer this with the partner menu if you're not comfortable buffering it during the load transition. You're gonna want to go slightly left of up left and then do a nearly frame perfect jump. And Mario kind of zooms across the gap. The reason that happens is because this room is curved. Let me see if I can use the camera to kind of demonstrate. It's true. Where am I? Okay. Yes. As you can see, the ruins are kind of screwed up. There we go. So from above, camera controls. The ruins are curved. So when Mario's up against this wall and he does this jump, the ruins actually kind of push him forward more from the momentum of the curve. LP skip. Lava Piranha Skip. Infamous. Why fight the boss of this chapter? So, with Colorado here, you're gonna kind of want to hold down right, spin, and immediately hammer. And try and not fall immediately out of bounds. So now that I'm out of bounds here, if you hold down right, you end up in the room after the lava piranha fight. It's really that easy. The extra fall is weird. Shouldn't be happening. But obviously not allowed in the race rule set. But if you wanted to just not fight lava piranha, there you go. So murder solved early is going to be skipping the requirement for the warehouse key. Why are there penguins on the... Whatever. And the way we do that is with a Laki clip. So Mario's kind of overlapping with the corner here. And by jumping on Laki, we actually go right into the house. And then without being able to see, just kind of jump up the stairs here. Once the camera stops moving, you're on the top step. So I'm gonna spin right, walk slightly down, spin right again, jump down. And we're in Herringway's house. When you do murder solved early, the lighting doesn't really know what to do. So it doesn't show you inside because you never went inside the building to begin with. Technically. Opening the door to the warehouse is the, I believe, the flag to let you see inside. Now we've solved the murder mystery. If we go back to the mayor's house, we actually skip the first cutscene entirely. So this one probably, if you've seen me do it before, you've probably like kind of assumed how it works. But what you're kind of doing is you're kind of lining up Mario here with this sort of line between the lake and the ground, holding like slightly up left so that he's walking towards the water. And I'm just mashing the partner button. And now I'm sushi glitching. I have to fight Junior if I go over there. So this lets you skip the bucket and scarf entirely by diving under. I guess we can fight Junior. I'll demonstrate for the sake of it. So I'm out of bounds. I'm on sushi. No matter how far down I go. See, there's Junior. He will fight us. I think this might be a pretty good thumbnail screenshot. But yeah, no matter what, we have to fight Junior. So if you're this far out of bounds when you do beat Junior, I forget what happens. Let's find out real quick. This probably kills. No, it doesn't. Oh, if I get a 6 cap, it will. Okay, since I'm out of bounds when I enter the Junior fight, I actually fall out of bounds now. And I'm over here. Sushie Glitch is still active, by the way, even though I'm not currently on Sushi. Also, Junior is just, like, dead. Where'd he go? Camera. Oh my god. Oh, hey, it's Junior. There we are. When you go into the next room, you get right back on Sushie. And what we're doing is we're going to go behind this wall and straight into the loading zone. Straight into the loading zone. And then we're gonna dive here out of bounds so that we don't have to deal with the switch. We're gonna go back in bounds. We're actually gonna encounter this Gulpit. And the reason we encounter the Gulpit is entirely for speed. So it is much, much faster to go through this room by spinning than it is to stay on Sushie. So by running away, we get off Sushie temporarily. And that takes us over here. And this is where we actually cancel Sushie Glitch. So we skip the Duplighost fight. Oh my god. So we skip the Duplighost fight by swimming out and around this. And by diving and kind of like going upstairs. Very fun glitch. We're gonna encounter this Clubba and switch off Sushie in battle. This is actually important. So if you were to switch partners outside of battle with Sushie Glitch, you soft lock. And now that we've left a loading zone without Sushie, we're no longer in Sushie Glitch. So when we're talking about movement in this game, like it's pretty obvious, like a spin is going to be your fastest way to move. We have speedy spin. In Randomizer, you will always have speedy spin unless you disable that setting. And it's actually very important here. Like one of the big things I'm going to be talking about right now is the difference between a full spin versus like a bunch of, you know, short spins. You want to spin for as long as possible, because even though jumping out of a spin is faster than letting it end, as you can see, letting it just end versus jumping out at the end, the more you're like cutting your spins short, the more time you're spending in the air and not moving at full spin speed. So you want to be extending your spins as far as possible. This is something I notice a lot with racers that may not come from a speedrunning background for this game. Is a lot of people will cut their spins much shorter. And it doesn't seem like it loses a lot of time right away, but it's going to add up over the course of a 3.5 hour, 4-hour race. Where just cutting your spins short, not moving in optimal angles, stuff like that. Part of canceling spins also is what we call spin cancels. So this doesn't really get called out often, I feel like, but you can actually automatically cancel a spin without jumping if you spin into a wall at a usually 45-degree angle. So right there. Not a great example, but... Or going up steps, like this one here. Like, I don't have to jump up this tiny step. The spin just gets canceled automatically. Whereas also spinning into walls at particular angles. Or off corners. That one didn't work. Yeah, off and around corners, around... up steps, against walls. This is the kind of thing that you just usually get used to with spinning. Yeah, that was a spin cancel on a wall there at the end. Where you see the spin ended a lot faster than it normally does. The next thing here, menuing. It's kind of boring, but I need to point this out. I'm moving down with the control stick. I'm moving down with the R button. I'm alternating down and the R button. and I'm menuing down significantly faster. The same is true for up and Z, although I'm not as good at menuing up as I am at menuing down. Yo, Palos. So, this is just like a little thing that basically everyone does if they don't have a speedrunning background. Because most people don't know that you can alternate your control stick with the R button or the Z button to menu in a direction effectively twice as fast. And this really, really adds up. Yeah, this will be on YouTube. And similarly, R and Z page here. Most of, I feel like, my badge menuing in particular is just knowing where badges are. So I can't really, like, call people out for that. But stuff like partner menu, stuff like item menu. I don't have any items. I have one. This works for battle menus also, like selecting power jump versus power bounce, etc. Item menus in battle. Just menuing down quickly, or menuing up quickly, by mixing your shoulder buttons with your control stick. One, it feels good, and two, it's fast. So, with Goomba Road here, this is actually a lot easier with Speedy Spin than it is with really normal speedrun movement. So I spin down to bait this one guy, and then I just spin up. Let's do that again real quick. So I go down to bait the first Goomba, walk up, spin left, spin right. The second room here, I kind of spin down, and I react to the Spike Goomba. Let's see if I can get the Spike Goomba in a better position. Normally, what just happened is what's probably going to happen. Where the Spike Goomba is either in the middle or on the bottom, you bait him down, you encounter him sometimes because you jump late. So if he is up, not up high enough there, basically if he's up against this top wall, you can actually spin straight past him on the bottom. A lot of movement in these rooms is going to involve baiting enemies. So you see I'm kind of baiting him down, and then quickly walking up. Mario does walk faster than Goombas, so use that to your advantage. React, walk up, and then just spin past him. Goomba Road is not a hard thing to do with Speedy Spin, but, you know, sometimes mistakes happen, and it's just important to practice things like that. So I'm gonna be spinning down left immediately. Jump down, spin right, jump over this guy. You see I cut my spin short there on the last one so that I have time to react. So I'm spinning down. This is also what I do in speedruns. Nice tornado jump. Down left, around the corner. And now let's do it as if we're getting the items real quick. So I'm going to spin immediately left. Grab the hidden item, Maple. He's going to see me, jump over him. Stopwatch is free. And then kind of just do the same thing here. Didn't react. Do that again. So I'm going to jump left. Okay. Stopwatch. Jump over this guy. The hard part is really just the last guy. The fact that you have to react to him when off screen. That's really as tough as the hardest part about this room. In here, spin straight left. That's what happens when you don't do it correctly. Actually. Good example. Let me go back over here. So straight left, jump up, and then go straight left again. If you don't jump up, like what happened a second ago, the Dark Koopa will either hit you or you'll jump on him. So that jump up is actually very important. You can do the same kind of thing here. So I'm going to go over here. Bait the Dark Koopas, grab the Life Shroom, and leave. So again, I'm kind of like spinning straight right past this guy. Wait for that guy to see you. Go up. Hit the block. It's a real fast motion and something that I recommend practicing in the practice ROM. Again, exclamation point FP. Highly recommend practicing rooms like this because it is very hard. But once you have the idea down, like left, jump up, left again, right, he sees you, tornado jump, and get out. And then on kind of the way back, I'll do that again and try and explain as I go. Because it does involve a lot of bait. So I'm gonna spin down right, jump kind of back and away to bait the first Spiny. Me. Go back over here. I wish... Okay. The OOT practice ROM you can actually pause. And the Paper Mario one you cannot. So I'm gonna... kind of bait him. And then you can actually kind of just spin up right past the second guy. And it should never really be an issue. Show that. So... bait that guy. Spin up right. And the last one you just have to react and jump over him. I mean, that is Winding Path. If you have questions about this room, please ask, because it is a hard room. So if you reload this room, all you do, jump here, spin straight right, and coming this direction, do a little zigzag there. Yeah, I went too far down. You kind of have to jump near the corner here. But it's just 2 spins, never get caught. On the way, on this direction, down left, I waited too long. Consistent movement is only consistent as long as you're effectively doing it as soon as you enter the room. But I'm going to go down left immediately. Left, up left, left. Let me go back over there and do it again. So, down left, on entering the room, left, up left, left. And these are all notched angles. If your controller doesn't have notches, I'm sorry. But these are all notched angles, which makes it very easy. So I'm going to show you what I do for this. It doesn't always work because sometimes the fuzzy just doesn't want it to work. But ignore all these other trees. We know exactly what we're talking about here. I'm going to spin up here, hit this tree, kind of bait the fuzzy down, hit the block, hit that tree. All kind of in one big motion. So I'm gonna go back over here. Spin up left, hit the tree, hit the coconut. And then sometimes it won't work because the fuzzy doesn't follow you. The goal is effectively to bait him around this tree. Imagine I hit the block there. Worst case scenario, you get the encounter and you run away. But this is definitely something that I would probably practice. Yeah. If he's too close to you on that last tree, you kind of just can't do anything about it. What I've done before is I've tried to Yeah. I've tried to bait him extra far away, which you can do also. So when we talk about enemy baiting, you're trying to lead him like really far away from everything, so you hit the trees. And hopefully have more time to actually hit the block. Obviously also in a race setting environment, I wouldn't be missing this block because I'd be able to see it. So I'm gonna like bait him down here. Hit the block, hit the trees. Yeah, the further away that you bait him, the easier it's gonna be. If you want to try and do what I normally do, it's not gonna be consistent. Yeah. Because the goal is effectively relying on the game not to crash. What? J-Cog! What happened? Anyway. Relying on the game not to crash. But, relying on the fuzzy not to jump too high, rather. Or rather, to jump high. So you effectively want the fuzzy to do big jumps here. There we go. That is the movement that I try and go for. It's not consistent, but if you do get the fuzzy encounter in rando, it gives you information. So what you're gonna do here, you're gonna spin straight left, go up, react to the B, go down. This is where I do this stinky herb check. And then spin right past the cloud. Let me do that again. So I'm gonna spin left, walk up, react to the B, stinky herb, immediately back away from the cloud. Hit that. Come over here. Do it one more time. Straight left, jump up, walk, bait the B, get the stinky herb, cloud reacts, immediately go back. So when you immediately walk back from the cloud, he loses you, and you have enough time to spin straight past him. From the other direction, so pretend I just got Crystal Berry check and the other item. We're gonna spin, jump right there. And then just kind of bait the B down. Let me do this a couple times here. Yeah, so from this side, point this out first. We're going to be spinning straight right and jumping right at this sort of edge against this wall. And what this is going to do is it's going to manipulate the Rough Puff's movement so that you can continue spinning straight right, and he will never hit you. So, load the room, spin, jump, spin, and then bait the B, and you're good. So we're just gonna go over here, press the switch. For the entire rest of this room, we are hugging the top wall. Constantly spinning. Avoid the gulp it. Again, hugging the top wall here. And the plants never notice me. Let's do it again. Oops. Because I see people make the mistake of trying to bait the piranha plants in this room. So go over here, hug the top wall, spin straight right. The plants will never see you. Entirely safe every single time. So, in this next room here, I'm going to be buffering up left. And I'm doing this kind of based on feeling. So, you know, this is going to take practice and muscle memory, but I'm holding up left for just a little bit and spinning straight past him. The reason you can't just hold up left into the wall, I'll show. Well, that one kind of just worked. Okay, why is that working? Does that just work on English? Okay, not necessarily. You can get caught on that pole. Apparently it's a little bit more lenient. You're kind of just walking up left and spinning straight past him. No bait required, but I will show that you can pretty easily bait these Duplighosts if you want to. Just bait them down, walk around. It's not too tough if you really want to be safe and you're not comfortable with spinning by them. They have very deterministic movement. They kind of follow a curve trying to get to Mario, whereas a lot of enemies will just run straight at you. But yeah, that's the Duplighosts. Just because I've seen people bait this Duplighost trying to get to the triple dip chest. So I'm gonna come in here. I'm gonna hold up against the wall. This Duplighost vision actually doesn't extend to the wall. So if you hug the top wall, he can never see you. Yep. I'm sure that this will save some people a lot of time with this chest in particular. But this Duplighost does in fact not know I am here. He just can't see this far up. So, when entering this room, I'm going to be buffering a spin right immediately. I'm actually going to do two full spins to the right. And then I'm going to be reacting to an audio cue before I spin straight right a third time. And hopefully this will be clear once I do it. Yep. So I'm waiting for that audio cue on the Ember. And then for these other two, I'm kind of spinning upright. And then when I get near them, I'm jumping down. So, do this again. 2 full spins. Walk. Audio cue. Spin straight right. Now up the curve, holding up left. Jump down. Or up right, rather. Right. Jump down. Never encountering those embers. So what I do, I walk over here to the edge. I kind of lure him off until he either stabs or loses me. And then I walk up and spin across. And for the fuzzy, after hitting this log, all I'm doing here, spin across the log, I just take a step down, back up, and then spin. On the way back out, which I assume people also want to see, I'm actually walking onto this, down. Let me do that again. So I'm walking kind of towards the edge of the log, down and around. And then back up onto the log and spinning across. The important thing is to kind of just do that little down, left, and up. Just to avoid the fuzzy. You can kind of react to the audio cue for when you're supposed to start walking down. I guess I subconsciously do that. So when I hear the fuzzy jump is when I am kind of cued to walk down. Yeah, audio cues are very important, and they can help you a lot. So, Hopefully that helps. And it's important to be very low here. So I want to be like pretty kind of close to this ledge when I am done with the lure. So I want to bait him over here. He loses me. I spin left past him. And now his AI is kind of confused. And doesn't really know how to get to you for some reason or another. And then you just get free access to the pipe. Otherwise, I'll quickly go over my desert routing. What I like to do with Dry Dry Desert is cover the bottom half of the desert first, hit Dry Dry Outpost, which means buying Dried Shroom Dusty Hammer, doing Mustafa, maybe turning in Lyrics, and then doing the top half of the desert when going towards the ruins, maybe going inside, maybe not. So what that usually means here, from Colorado's camp, I'm going down, right. We're going to the attack effect C check first. Oh, I actually did Tubba. Tubba's Spike Room I actually considered a trick. So we're going here. We're hitting attack effect C. Going one room to the right. Red Station Pyro. Okay. Going up. This room, if you want coins, this is a 10 coin block. I almost never get this in randos, but it is there if you want it. And then we're going straight right. And we're going to hit the Twister on purpose, because this takes you to spin attack. Or whatever check is here. And whatever check is on this. I'm going to demonstrate real quick. So this, normally, you're supposed to hit this with Kooper. If you have Super Boots, you can actually hit this block. So that's worth keeping in mind. It's free right there if you already have Super Boots. From this room, I go down. And I take a quick peek at what is here. In vanilla, it's a Tasty Tonic. And then into the Oasis. From here, I usually go for the upgrade block. And then probably come up here, hit the lemon tree, hit the lime tree. And then we're going into the room above here where there's a hidden block. So I'm going to spin straight up twice, jump up here, grab that, and just keep spinning up. The reason I'm facing to the left is so that the life shroom goes to the right. I can grab it because the two bandits are coming from a direction where they won't be able to get to the right side of that block. And the Poke's far enough away and slow enough that as long as you do it in a quick motion, you'll never have to worry about the Poke getting to you in time. The hard part is going to be the first full spin and then the second partial spin. Then we come up here and we're hitting this tree for a letter and then dipping into Dry Dry Outpost. This room, you won't normally see this cutscene in Rando. This room, if you demonstrate, if you just spin along the path, 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. It's a little bit slower than hugging the fence. Just a little bit. It's like, I think it's like 2 seconds difference. There. Then you go over here. You trigger him to come back. And while he's opening this door, if I have lyrics, this is when I turn it in. So I would turn in lyrics while he's opening the door to his shop. Come over here. And then do the shop checks. Buy this stuff. Dried Shroom Dusty Hammer. Go to Mustafa. And then go back into the desert. Back in the desert, I'm going to go straight left first. because this just gives you the most direct path to the ruins. So if I go left and then up, this room has coin blocks. If you really want them, there's a coin block right here. It's a very safe one to grab and very easy. I think this is also a coin block. Yeah. So if you want 20 coins, there they are. In race rule sets. Here, be runaway pay. From here, the right block is an item. This is a 10 coin block, and this is a 1 coin block. So I grab the item and then I take the twister, because this takes me up to the Poke Room, which has another item here. And then I go down, and at this point I'm going down left. Now, you may say, oh, you can get to the ruins just by going straight left, which is true. But I personally like to cover the desert first before entering ruins. And going down left from the Poke Room like this gets you to this room. Spin down past that Shy Guy, or Bandit. Get the middle block for the Fire Flower. Let me do that again. So when entering this room, I go down left, full spin, left, up, block, and then I'm going left 2 rooms. That was wrong. In this room, I'm also going down left, straight left, and up to this block. I'm not gonna hit this 100 times. This is vanilla. In rando, it would have already given me all 3 blocks. So, you know how this works. 1, 5, 10 times in rando. In vanilla, it's 1, 10, 100. We're gonna go up from here. We're gonna get the Thunder Rage, and then we're gonna go up 1 more time to get this left block. And then we're gonna avoid these 2 Pokies and go to the ruins. If you say you have Artifact at any point here, like if you find Artifact before entering ruins on the top half of the desert, you probably will go down to Colorado and turn that in. Whereas if you have Artifact when coming in, you're probably going to turn it in before going down to attack Epic C. Either way. And then 1 more room, and we're at the ruins. Where in race rule sets, you would have Pulse Stone, you would put that in. If you're just doing your own seeds, you probably will just, like, Tornado Jump or Laki Jump in here, depending on how you feel about skipping the Pulse Stone. So this Pyro guy also, I know, gives people a lot of trouble. This is pretty hard to do if you're not used to spin canceling, but this is also a notched angle. So let me just kind of do it. I'm holding up left notch. Spin cancel, pivot to left. So holding up left notch, then go left immediately. Same kind of idea here. Upright. Spin short, because you know he's there. Up left, spin, spin cancel, just keep spinning left. You should, because you're spin canceling that first spin into that room, you should never be at risk of jumping on him. And the spin cancel is just a notched angle. So if you have notches on your controller, you can just hold your up left notch, and you will get the spin cancel 100% of the time. If you don't, you might want to look at your controller. So when coming into this room, I'm gonna start by going down right a little bit, because if you spin straight right, you will probably hit those clubbas. Okay, yeah, I don't do any spin cancels here, so that might help a little bit with explaining this. So I'm gonna go down right, and then I'm gonna spin sort of upright around that ledge and jump. Try and show that again. So I'm spinning sort of at an upright angle and then just jumping straight up. It looks very scary. I promise you. If you kind of practice this, it isn't as scary as it looks. It is still scary, but it's not as scary as it looks for this Clubba. But yeah, when you get up here, so it is really just a matter of full spinning. So doing 1, 2, 3, 4 full spins straight to the door. Yeah, full spin, tap jump. You should be good. Welcome back, Neko. Are there any other questions that people have, like about specific rooms? Because I can go for as long as people want me to, just going over rooms that give them trouble. Because I personally can't think of a ton. Yeah, I was going to just do a seed. Can I re-show this? I would rather not, because I'm going to be editing it later. Bosses. Bosses are going to be pretty tough to show. Well, no, I mean that I'm going to be... like, all of this is going to be condensed into a YouTube video, so... No longer need a map for Metroid Fusion Render? Let's go. Yeah, I can just do a seed, and I can talk about, like, boss strats when I get there. Sure, let's roll a seed. Oh yeah, all of the tricks, Yami, that are allowed in the race rule set, I went over at the very beginning. So that is it there. That will be in the VOD.